Hey guys, so this is a training video about our book, The Art of Group Talk. And this is kind of the second part and talking about chapter one. So this chapter is all about being prepared. And I'm just going to kind of give you the brief summary of what this chapter is all about, just to help us be better small group leaders on Sunday mornings for our small groups. So we all know what it's like to rush and not feel prepared. Today, you can see behind me, I'm subbing for a PE class, which if you know me at all, you should find a little funny. I am not an athletic person. This is well out of my wheelhouse, but it's at the school I used to teach at, and I love it, and I've got 2 classes under my belt already, and it's actually been a lot of fun. But there's been so many times, including today, when I walk in and I'm rushed and I'm feeling like, okay, I've got 10 minutes before kids get here. Let me look through what I'm supposed to do really quick, try to figure it out. And inevitably, another teacher comes in to talk to me, or a kid is here that remembers me, and they start talking to me, and I'm thinking in my head, oh, it's great talking to you, but I really need to figure out what I'm doing for today. Well, the same thing happens to us on Sunday mornings. We all know what it's like to be rushed and not feel prepared on a Sunday morning, and to just come in, look at that leader guide, try to watch the video as quickly as we can while we're listening to it up on our phone. Inevitably, friends are coming in to talk to us. You have that kid who comes in early, as much as we try to keep that from happening, and we just feel rushed. So what can we do to feel prepared on Sunday mornings so that we can lead our small groups the best way possible? Well, there's 4 main things that we can do to help us feel prepared on Sunday mornings. So the first thing is read the email that you get from your ministry leader and then watch the video that we make. So either Helen, I believe, sends an email to our 2nd through 4th grade team. Joellen sends an email to our kindergarten through 1st grade team. And I'm pretty sure they attach the leader guide. So reading through that and looking at that. And then the video is always there. So the reason we started doing these videos each week is just so that you could see the materials and kind of get a brief explanation before you're there on Sunday. I always said that if I was watching them, I would watch or listen to it while I'm in the car, while I'm getting ready in the morning. I would just put it on my vanity and watch it. I try to keep them as short as possible, but just to watch it so that you have a great idea of what's going on that Sunday morning. The second thing, prepare what you're going to say. Rehearse what you're going to say. Look through the leader guide and think, how would my small group react to this? Is this game going to be crazy? Do I need to modify this game or this activity? When you look through it and you kind of practice that conversation, you're less likely to be caught off guard. When I'm looking through my sub-plans, I think about what age group am I with and how am I going to say this? How am I going to relate this to 7-year-olds or 10-year-olds or 5-year-olds? What kind of difference is that going to make? Think through potential problems. Think through, okay, well, this game, they're going to have to be up and moving, so what do I need to be aware of? Do I need to lay down some ground rules before we go into that activity? Is this going to be a topic that could be awkward or that kids could have a strong opinion about? And just kind of think through those potential problem areas ahead of time. Think about, how does that topic relate to their lives right now? So in November, we're talking about stewardship. So thinking about, okay, what do kids that are in my age group have that they can take care of? Is it video games? Is it pets? Is it their clothes? Is it their toys? How can I put myself in their world and think, how are they going to relate to this topic best? What can I change that's going to work for my group? As you're looking through that leader guide, watching the video, asking yourself, what am I going to need to change on Sunday morning? If I have a really big group, how is that going to change things? If I have a small group, how is that going to change things? And then always asking yourself, and I know this takes more effort, but is there at least one activity that's going to get my kids up and moving so that they're not just sitting and talking for the whole hour and 15 minutes? So step 3. So first one, watch the video, read your email. Rehearse what you're going to say. Think through those questions. Step 3, and this is something that I'm going to help you guys out with, but the book recommends packing a survival kit, and it's going to go through that and kind of unpack that later on. But here's some things. This survival kit is going to help rescue you when chaos is going on. So here's the things that we're going to have in our survival kits. A confetti popper, a stack of icebreaker questions, a noisemaker, a stress ball, a Ziploc bag, a deck of cards, some candy, some pens, and some paper. So I'm going to work on putting these together for us. And as we go through these training videos, we're going to unpack how we can use that survival kit when things are just not going the way that we want them to go in our small group. And we're also going to work on getting your carts more organized too, especially for the 2nd through 4th grade team, just so you know where all those things are at. Okay, so read your email, watch the video, rehearse what you're going to say, pack a survival kit, and the 4th thing is just pray for your small group. So a lot of times, and I know I'm included in this, I make it a goal to try to pray over the kids ministry, over each individual area every single Sunday morning. And way too often it just becomes an afterthought. Something that I do on the drive home, something that I don't get done on Sunday mornings or during the week that I want to. So the only time we might actually pray for our small group is during that group. So we don't want that to happen. Here's 2 reasons why the book says we should pray for our small group. 1, your kids need it. You guys know how tough life is right now for elementary school kids, whether they're dealing with divorce, whether they're dealing with friendships at school, they're dealing with pressure from social media already, pressure from friends, just that need to try to keep up with everyone. So they need your prayers. They need someone else in their corner encouraging them, fighting for them, bringing things to God for them. And the second reason is you need it. I need it. We need to pray for other people. When we pray for other people, we consider their needs. We put ourselves in their shoes. We imagine their world. We feel their emotions. We get their perspective. And ultimately, we develop compassion for them. And on Sunday mornings, when they're crazy and we just want them to sit and listen, we might really need that compassion. So when we pray for other people, it's good for us too. So, excuse me. That was really embarrassing. I just burped on my video. Sorry. So those are the 4 things that you can do to help yourself prepare for Sunday morning. Read your email and watch the video. Go through your leader guide and think about it ahead of time. Ask yourself some questions. Really think through those tough spots. We're going to get survival bags going and then pray for your small group, guys. Okay? Those are some huge things. So I'm going to attach this to the email, but here's a little self-evaluation quiz for how you're doing as a small group leader when it comes to preparation. First, did you get an email from your leader this week? And if you did you open it up and read it? Just thinking about that. Do I really take the time to open that email, read it, watch the video? Second, are you praying for your small group regularly? Okay, this is just to ask yourself. It's a good self-check. No, I'm not. Or I could be praying for them more. Third, do you usually know what your conversation is going to be about before you arrive? Or when you get there on Sunday mornings, do you just have no clue what the topic is and you say, I'm just going to wing it and figure it out as I go? Fourth, do you show up on time or even a little bit early? Being there on time, being early is going to help you feel prepared and not rushed on Sunday morning. And fifth, do you know about the topic that you're going to talk about that day? So like lately it's been Bible stories. Do you look that up? Do you read it ahead of time? Do you know what you're going to be talking about before your small group sets up? Because if you know what you're talking about, you're going to feel a lot more prepared. You're going to feel like a much better leader ahead of time. Okay, so those were just some self-evaluation questions that the book had to offer just to think about, how can I make myself a better small group leader? And when we make ourselves better small group leaders, we feel more confident, we feel more prepared, we feel more ready to go on Sunday mornings. All right, so that's it for this week's little training video. That's chapter 1 about feeling prepared as a small group leader. I hope these are helpful, and I'm excited to implement all of them and see how it changes. So if you have any suggestions or anything from that self-evaluation quiz, shoot some of those answers back to Helen. I'm sure she'd love to hear about what we can do to become better or what you plan to do to become even a better small group leader. Thanks for leading, guys, and I will see you on Sunday.